Hello friends, welcome back to Technique. Today we'll be doing the camera reviews of the new Lava Agni 3. So a lot of you have been asking us how good the camera experience is and to compare the camera of this device with the other competitive devices. So we are doing the camera comparison soon, but before that we'll do the camera review of the new Agni 3. So Agni 3 comes with a really good camera setup. In fact, it has a telephoto lens in this price segment. So it's a proper triple camera setup, and you also get a 16 megapixel selfie camera. So let's find out how good the camera experience is on this device. So before that, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit the red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's first have a look at the hardware. Now you get a primary Sony 50 megapixel sensor with optical image stabilization is included, and the secondary camera is an 8 megapixel telephoto lens which can do 3x optical zoom, which is quite good, I would say. And then you get an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. So it's a proper triple camera setup, but there is no macro mode included on this. Now you also get a selfie camera which is again a 16 megapixel shooter. Now the rear camera is capable of 4K 30 FPS. So that's the camera hardware. You can take selfies using the rear camera. That's one of the good things because it has a secondary display. So that's the camera hardware. Let's go straight into the camera samples to see how it performs. So looking at the daylight captures, one thing we can notice is that the colors are saturated. It's not natural colors, but a lot richer colors, and the dynamic range is not really consistent. Sometimes it does perform really well, but at the times the HDR performance is kind of overdone and doesn't look very natural. So HDR and the overall quality is quite okay, but it needs a bit more refinement in total, and also the colors looks slightly richer and it doesn't look natural much. So that was the daylight captures. Now looking at the ultra wide angle camera, the experience is more or less similar. The images are not really that sharp compared to the primary camera, and the HDR performance is kind of average, I would say. So the ultra wide angle camera, the 8 megapixel shooter, does a decent job altogether, nothing much to boast about. Now 8 megapixel telephoto lens, 3x zoom does a quite good job. You can see here details are good, but dynamic range is okayish, I would say. Not the perfect one, but overall I would say in this price segment the 3x zoom works very well. Now looking at the close-up shots, there is no macro mode included, but close-up shots do have richer tones. Also we notice that you cannot go a bit too close with the images because it does get out of focus, and for whatever it offers a decent experience. The sharpness levels is quite good. Now moving on to the portraits. Now portraits is one area where it's not really consistent actually. At times you can get really good portraits with a good skin tones, but the dynamic range is not that impressive. It gets blurred out, and 3x portraits, the skin tones is not very accurate. It's kind of the color size is completely off in the 3x portraits, and even the 1x portraits looks a bit too whitish in nature, and overexposed skin tones are not really natural, but at times you do get decent portraits. So portrait experience is kind of vague, I would say. Company needs to work on the portraits to make it better. Now moving on to the low light experience. Now here I would say in indoor lights and artificial light it does a decent job altogether. Again, it's not the best out there in this segment. Even though it has OIS, there is a focus hunting issue in the photos, and it does make the images a bit blurry at times. When you turn on the night mode, you can see that it does produce a decent results altogether. Again, not really that great when there is a lot of light happening. The images are not that sharp, and the quality of the low light experience is kind of average, I would say. Now moving on to video recording, it can record 4K 30 FPS. You can see here the stabilization is not that good, and colors are richer tones, and sharpness levels is average, I would say. But the focus hunting is one major issue in the video. The sensor looks for focus, and as a result there is a lot of focus hunting happening, and the video quality is not that desirable. This is the 1080p 60 FPS footage. Once again you can see that the focus hunting impacts the overall quality of the video. So video needs to improve on this device. This is definitely not a phone for video recording. Now this is the 1080p 30 FPS footage. Once again you can see here the stabilization is not that good, even though it has OIS plus EIS. Now the ultra wide angle camera, very similar to the primary camera. The sharpness levels are not that great, but stabilization looks much better here. For some reason the stabilization was not that good on the primary camera. Now this is the telephoto lens. Once again you can see a focus hunting issue, and it's kind of, while panning it's kind of jittery, and there is a lot of stutters happening, so it's not the smoothest of experience. So this is the front-facing camera sample taken with the Lava Agni 3. It also records in 1080p resolution, so you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output. That is a detailed camera review of the Lava Agni 3. So as a whole, I would say Lava Agni 3 is not as polished as the camera setup is. The software experience with the camera needs a lot more refinement, because the focusing is something which needs a lot more improvement, because there is a focus hunting issue and focusing is not really spot on. Even if you tap to focus, the focusing doesn't get right all the time, especially when you're taking close-up images and portraits. The focusing gets blurred at times, and even low light focusing is an issue. And also the color science needs to improve. The skin tones are not really that good, so we would see that with updates it can be fixed. So we expect Lava to work on the updates. So as a whole, the Lava Agni 3 is quite a decent shooter, I would say. It won't disappoint most of the users, but if you're looking for a really camera centric smartphone, maybe it needs a bit more fine tuning. Otherwise it's quite a decent shooter, I would say, in this price segment. And I think Lava should be able to work it up with updates to make the camera experience better. So that was a camera review of the Lava Agni 3. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.